Hey, we are back. Live show, Rise and Grind. We are
Rise and grind,
right here.
everybody.
Sorry about the lighting. I tried a new format of my area here, and apparently, I'm really missing a big swath of light coming into this way. So, we're gonna kind of keep it like it is for today's show. But I am Omi D, along with my co-host Rodney Fisher. Here, everybody. It's the morning. It's the morning. Bow. I'm getting better at bow. And this is Rise and Grind. Bow. Anyway, man, let's jump into it, man. It's gonna be a quick show this morning. We're not gonna take up the whole hour. But what you got for us today, Rodney?
Mm. We had a quick show today, but we're going to touch on the new national champion in college basketball. Had their game last
Yep.
night. Also, tonight is a special night. Tonight, I'm going to the Mavericks game because it is Dirk's what they call it his last home game. Although he hasn't stated he's going to retire, so we'll talk a little bit about that and get into some news here in the local area as well. But like we always do, the highlight of the show, the number one thing we always do, and that is the weather.
That was my new that's my new the new weather song. So over here I'm gonna corner myself today for the weather. I'm gonna settle down a little bit. I'm not gonna dance all over the country today. See, the camera's trying to trip. I'm gonna disappear and I'm gonna come back just like this. Da, 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 da. All right, so today we've got 58 over in Portland with some rain showers over here in the Pacific Northwest, Idaho. San Francisco is 62. Phoenix looks like summer decided to show up. It's 97 over there. 77 over in Denver, one of my favorite areas to live. 91 down in Houston. 88 here in Dallas, Fort Worth, clear in the Texas and the Midwest area. Birmingham 78, 79 in Georgia. Carolinas, watch out. It's some heavy rain and thunderstorms coming for you. 57 in Cleveland, cold. 41 in Burlington, 82 degrees with thunderstorms down there in Miami, Florida. So over there on the coastal, southern coastal, east coast over here, y'all watch out for some storms. Georgia, big shout outs to my homie over there in the ATL on Tuesday. So moving on to your Wednesday. Oh, snap, son. Let's talk about this over here. Psych, let's go. Somewhere else first. Portland, 54, 78 tomorrow in sunny Los Angeles, 80 in Atlanta, 78 in Florida, 84 New Orleans, 55 New York. The East Coast kind of dries out. But the North and Northwest, man, what the hell? 49 in Denver, 33 in Jackson, 37 Minneapolis. Looks like they got some snow coming. 82 in Kansas City. That's the place that I want you guys to make sure y'all watch out with such a warm temperature there, followed by a cold front that definitely could lead to some severe weather on Wednesday. So make sure you guys get what you need. Appreciate the Weather Channel for hooking us up with the forecast. Always a classy organization over there, the Weather Channel. And we're back to the main camera.
You love the weather like I do. If you want to sponsor our weather segment, feel free to get in contact with us. You can always follow the show on Instagram at Rise Grind Morning Show, or follow us on Facebook, or follow us on YouTube, or follow at I am Omi D or at CEO underscore Rodney to follow the show. So without further ado, let's jump right
Boom.
into it. Well, did you watch the game last night? The crowned Virginia as the new national
Yeah, I watched
champion.
that, the game. I'm not too happy with the referees and their verdicts and their what they did, but yeah, I watched it. I was there.
But it's been a couple of questionable calls here in the final few
Been a lot
games
of questionable calls
for the
in the
NCAA.
final few games.
And and really the referees are in the catch-22 because, as you know, us at home we have the best seat in the house when it comes to the game. We see all the replays, we see the calls that they miss, and so we're left to kind of question exactly what's going on. I did watch the game, but I have a admission to make. Rodney's getting old.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I was on the couch watching the game with the fam. We're having a good time, and I literally fell asleep during the second half, and I didn't find out who won the game until this morning. As excited I was to watch it, pulling for a Texas team, two teams that have not won a national title before, playing against each other for the first time, and I can remember I don't know how
Yeah.
long. And I fell asleep, man.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. The way that Texas Tech plays a game, it's kind of slow paced. It's a slow grind,
Mm,
and
slow
I
grind.
appreciate the slow grind. But what I also didn't like was like it's just so slow. So I kind of did a lot of things around the house during the first half, Rodney. But then I watched the second half. I
Yeah,
watched the last 8 minutes of that game, and it was exciting. And then it came down to overtime, and then you're like, oh, why the hell are we going to overtime? Tech was supposed to win this in regular time, and it was a good game though. If you're gonna finish up the
yeah,
college basketball season, like at least go out with a bang. And they went out with some controversy. They went out with some things that they can talk about for the next year, some things that they can reverse, some things they can change. Like it can be a totally different game. I can say totally different game, but the rules can change a lot when it comes down to the end of this from this season. So we got to watch out what happens in the college off season. But it was a lot of guys. Just it's just good. I don't know. I did like the commercials though. There was a lot of good commercials. It,
yeah. It was some good
yeah.
commercials. Well, let me ask you this: was this as exciting as the college football championship for this college season?
Mm, I'm gonna say no. It's kind of hard to build the drama of a college football game into a college basketball game because points are so hard to come across in a football game versus a basketball
Hmm.
game where you go on a 10-0 run and you're back in it. 10 points in a football game, that's two possessions. You might not
Yeah,
get that in 8 minutes. and
yeah. It's a
yeah,
lot
and
tougher.
the way the defense is, it's 11 people on the field, and like I say, it's harder to put up some points. So it's way more exciting when a team is down by 7 or a team is down by 9, and they stage a comeback to topple Alabama, in a football game. It's just the energy, just the grit, what's needed to get those points on the board versus basketball. It's a couple layups, you're back in the game. So
My biggest thing is I know they tried to have the playoff system to really mimic what was going on in March Madness in college sports. There's really no comparison because there's no way a team that's 12th ranked in their bracket has a chance to play a team that's number one. You know what I mean? So it's still not the same. But I think they created a little drama by having playoff system. I still feel like there's no reason to watch the first half of a college basketball game.
no.
But there's literally no reason. Now in the football game, the first half is very pivotal. You get to see what the coaches are thinking. You get to see who gets hurt. You get to see what plays may work. They may go to later matchups. But in college basketball, there's just no reason to watch the first half at all.
Really,
Really.
you can watch the first 2 minutes. The first 2 minutes, see how things are going, see how the game is spreading out, see the pace, and then go clean your house, go dust, go bathe the kids, go do something. But there's no point, like you said, in that last 15 minutes of this game or 20 minutes of the game. Dog over here acting like he about to throw up.
Yeah, he's having a rough morning this
It is.
morning.
It's a rough one. It's Tuesdays, not hump day. But
Well, in other news in basketball sports, I had a chance. I went to a Maverick game this past
yeah, I saw
Friday.
that.
And I used to go to every Maverick game. Now I'm Royce. My dad goes to every
Yeah.
one of them because I'm too busy to go. So I went this past Friday, man, and man, it was really good. I mean, it's I hadn't been in a long time, so it was good to see a lot of people in the arena and everything. But it reminded me so much of the fact that Dirk's basketball career is coming to
Yeah.
an end, and I had a chance to talk to him a little bit, and it was funny. I was joking with him about his dunk he made in the game on
Mm-hmm.
Friday, And he said the reason why he wanted to dunk is because his son told him that I've never seen you dunk before.
Dang.
Right. So he's been playing 21 years in the NBA. And yeah, his son's like, man, I've never seen you dunk. I don't think you can do it. So he dunked in the first points of the game on Friday. So it was real fun. We got a laugh out of that. His wife was there, his kids and stuff were there. So it was really, really cool. But then tonight I'm going back to the game because, this is going to be his quote unquote last
Yeah.
home game.
Yeah.
And for me, man, I was really appreciative. I was kind of very self-reflecting on, starting this whole sports
Yeah.
journey. I started this show with my dad back in 2009, so we're really in our 10th year, really doing that. Doing that in sports has really led to what we do now on Rise and Grind Morning Show, NTS Game, as you guys can see in the background. To us covering championships in high
Yeah.
school, to us going to different events, college events, bowl games. I mean, it all started with first being embraced by the Mavericks. So I want to send a special shout out to them, Mark Cuban, the whole media staff, because they were the first ones to bring us on as a podcast when everybody laughed at us, not knowing what a podcast was and how important it was. So I want to really appreciate them. And then Dirk. Dirk was really the reason why we got into the NBA. Our first full season covered the Mavericks was the 2011
Mm-hmm.
season, and they went to the NBA Finals. And they got us a chance to go to Miami, got us a chance to know people in the NBA, and go to All-Star games and all kinds of stuff. So really, big shout out to them, and it's really
Dirk.
self-reflective of that. So now that his final game is coming, man, it's like it's kind of surreal. He hasn't said he's going to retire or anything, but they're really acting like this is it. I mean, they're planning a big, party on the plaza before the game, a kind of a ceremony at the end of the game, and he hasn't said he's going to
No,
retire
I mean,
yet.
what if he just like one more year? You're like,
Yeah,
man, we
right,
just did all
right.
this shit all year to you can trade the jerseys with D Wade and all other different people
Yeah.
and stuff, and man, you better get the hell up out of here, Dirk.
I asked Cuban about that. I asked Friday at the game. I said, man, what if you do all this and he doesn't retire? He says, well, we'll just do it again next year. So Cuban's not tripping
Oh,
on. He understands that because of Dirk, he got a title. Because of Dirk, he's relevant. Because of Dirk, he's able to do the things. He's Mark Cuban because of
true,
Dirk, right? The Mavericks are the Mavericks because of Dirk.
true.
So to watch a guy play 21 seasons, the same team, that's
Yeah,
unheard of, man. That rarely happens. You have your Vince Carters who have been to different teams, but to play every season with the same team, I think Kobe Bryant's number two in the NBA in terms of playing with the same franchise. But I mean, it's amazing for a kid that came in and nobody knew who he was. I mean, everybody thought he was super soft.
well,
That was the knock on Dirk. He was soft. He was a Euro. He was
well, he
white.
opened it up for
He was
Euro.
7
He opened it
feet.
up for Euro basketball players, really big.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He changed the
Yeah,
perception of Euro basketball. And to me, his defining moment, if we're gonna just remember him real quick, was winning that title in
yeah,
2011. I mean, he beat a team that he was not supposed to beat. You had LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh, the first year, the not five, the not six, the
yeah.
not, that whole thing. And he beat LeBron and was the best player in that series. Period. He was the best player hands down and beat him.
Agreed.
And I never forget when they clinched the Western Conference title to go to the finals. Um, I never forget Dirk actually kind of just ran off the
Yeah,
court. He didn't stick around for the celebration for the Western Conference title because they won it at home, and I was there. He just ran out the court and went straight to the locker room. And I remember after the game, I was like, man, you didn't want to celebrate with the team? He said, man, I don't want to celebrate right now. We haven't won it all yet.
yeah.
I'm going to wait to the finals. He was the only player to stay in the locker room during the Western Conference Finals celebration. So the guy was just focused. He had been there in 2006, knew what it meant, and so hats off to him, man. It's gonna be a great night tonight. I can't wait. It's gonna be
It's cool.
fun.
I expect to see my tickets in the inbox, my inbox. So just letting you know. But no, it's gonna be interesting. Losing Dirk as an icon here in the DFW area. It's been a pleasure to be a fan of his. It's been a pleasure to have him help bring a championship back to this area. And it's just been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure that, there was a fuddy-duddy arrest and then a marriage and now you're a
Yeah.
happy family, you know?
You've
It's
been
like,
through it
look, man,
all.
look, sweetie, look, we can go through all this and we still can end up like Dirk and his wife. So look, it's
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to go to jail right now. I'm sorry.
It's
You
gonna have
got
to
to
go
go
to
to jail
jail.
right now. It happens. It happens. But look, it's a fairy tale ending, I guarantee. I'm gonna win an NBA championship and you be happy. So
Yeah, when we got more time, we should really just sit down and kind of analyze the
but I
phenomenon
do
of
want to
dirt.
get on one thing before we go though.
Yeah,
Have you heard? And I know you follow sports, so you know about the Lil Nas X song, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
What do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about the Lil Nas X song, Ronnie?
Man, you know what? When I first I saw the story
Yeah,
first about them pulling off the country chart, and I was like, man, I gotta check this out. So I heard the song, and I was like, man, you know what? The dude
he
got a
got
hit.
100%
I mean,
hit.
it's a very
It's a
catchy
hit.
song. The beat's nice. You know, anytime you have a melody like that, and you got a good chorus. In which country songs they're all about
It's
the
all about the
chorus.
chorus.
Um, I said, man, he got a hit in his hands. But then I saw the video of Billy Ray Cyrus doing the
Yeah,
remix, and I said, man, this dude's
he
got a
got a
hit,
hit.
man. This dude's got a number one song. His song gonna keep him paid
Oh
for a
yeah, bro. The
long
the thing that
time.
I think that screwed him last night was Texas Tech not winning. Like if Tech would have
Yeah,
won,
yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah,
dog,
yeah.
he'd woke up a multi-millionaire this morning. But I
Yeah,
want to say, one or two things right quick. Big shout outs to Billy Ray Cyrus for jumping on the track because
yeah, no doubt,
country
no
music
doubt.
wants to pull it off the billboard because they say he's not country. The song's not country. It pretty much follows a country cadence. It follows what country songs are written all
Yeah,
about. It's just the fact that it's got a trap beat. This guy
yeah,
doesn't look like a Nashville dude. He's not running around strumming a guitar with some big beard.
yeah.
He didn't fit the typical Nashville grind. Here's the other part that hurt their feelings. He didn't do this for his whole life. He didn't grow up wishing to play in Opryland, wishing to get to Tennessee.
Where is he from, Matt? Do you
I,
know
I
where he's
forgot.
from?
I forgot where he's from. I looked up right quick. But he didn't grow up and he didn't fit the mold. And I don't want to say it's because he's not white.
Now, if I find out he's from East Texas,
Dog.
if I find out he's from rural Alabama, rural
He from
Tennessee,
they say, look, we got
because it's a great song, man. It's a great song, and I think that
oh
what's going to
dog, he
happen
born
is
in Georgia.
like it's
Atlanta,
from where?
Georgia. Matter of fact,
Oh
today
yeah,
is his
yeah.
birthday.
Oh yeah. Shout out to
Lil
Lil
Nas X,
Nas
I'm
X,
jamming it
man.
all the way to the job, man.
Man, it's a
It's a
hit.
hit,
It's a
bro.
hit song. That song is going to cross over so many different genres. So many. This is. I'm trying to think of a good analogy to kind of use it. It's a barrier breaking
Oh,
song. It's a whoop. There
yeah,
it
yeah,
is. You know what I
100%.
mean?
Like you're gonna have this
It,
played at black people's parties, white
oh yeah,
people's country weddings. Like,
yes. It's the perfect song for the summer. It will be
oh,
the
it'll be
hit
the
this
song.
summer.
This is going to bring more African American people to country music if they like what he's
Hmm.
putting out. I hope he puts out a whole country album. He can do 6 tracks. I'm a
I do
bump it every
too.
day.
I do
Let's
too.
get this country trap music going. But what I want to say is to this, and then this is my final point. I'm very disappointed in the black people who are joining sides and like, yeah, that ain't country. I don't like it. I don't think that he should be doing that.
Oh
That,
yeah.
and the other.
Well, they
You
just hate.
you're a hater, okay? And some of these
Yeah.
haters are old black people that are hating because this dude is not necessarily doing the typical country thing, or it's not Hank Williams Sr. But Ronnie, do you know when country music was basically originated? Around what time frame?
I would have to say right during the Reconstruction period,
After,
maybe.
like in the 1920s, they say country
Hmm.
music comes out, and it's a derivative from southern and hillbilly type music. And if you know
Hmm.
anything about southern people in the 1900s, 1920s, what was going on with black people?
We were Southern. We were working
Working
on
on
the
the
farm.
farm. Jim Crow laws were in effect. So of course,
To me, country music is nothing more than blues with no
well,
drums,
it's part of blues.
with no
It's
bass.
part of blues. It is a blues music. It's a derivative of blues. But I think there's a more important thing that we got to look at country music. Country music was not created when black people were allowed to join that kind of thing. You know, we were shut out of country music for a really long time. You know, they didn't want to be a part of country music. And I simply say because it was found in the racist South. You know, that's when it was. This is our music. You know, we don't even know what went down back in the day when black artists were trying to come in and play Opryland, or they were doing country somewhere else, and people were hating the fact, you know, that Charlie Pride was gaining success, and then he's on stage and they probably booed him a couple times because he was black. You know, like that Lil Nas X could have seen someone like Darius Rucker and said, there's somebody like me doing this. I'm just going to do it a little bit different than Darius, and I'm going to get on, you know. Why not? So I think we might see a lot of different country artists from a lot of different races, more Mexican country artists, maybe an Indian country artist, maybe a Middle Eastern country artist, because music is not defined by race, Rodney. Music is defined by the rhythm of your soul. And so
now, had his name been
Cleavon X,
no, if he would have just left the X out and the Lil out,
Nas.
he would have been all right. You know what I mean? Because I think when they put the Lil in there, then they got the X. That's what really said. Well, you know, it's not country. You know, had his name been Rodney Fisher, had his name been Chris Jackson, they would have never had a problem with
Chris Jackson would have been, they'd have been, I'm gonna take my horse to the old dirt road. Like, they'd be all about it. But, you know, big shout outs to those people, those country music fans who don't let tradition decide what they have and they enjoy in their genre, and they supported Lil Nas X and they jump back on it as soon as they put it back on the country charts. And I suggest anyone out there, if you're a rebel like me, you go download that thing or add it to your playlist and give it at least 1 or 2 plays every day, man. Make this guy somebody.
And again, you hit the nail on the head. Big shout out to Billy Ray for doing the remix, man.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Well,
before we go, I got one quick story, local story, real fast, local news story. The U.S. News and U.S. News and World Report put out their ranking for the top cities in the country. And again, as a Texas city, number 1 on the list. This is the 3rd year this city has been number 1 on the list of places to live by U.S. News and World Report. Texas City, and can you guess what city that is?
I'm gonna ask one clue: is it near Dallas or Houston?
It is near both.
It's near both. Oh, well, damn. If it's near Dallas and it's near Austin,
it is Austin,
Texas. Yeah,
it is Austin. It is Austin, Texas. They rank it based on quality of life, affordable housing, general desirability. All that plays into the rankings for top places to live in Austin. This is the 3rd consecutive year Austin's been on the list. And Austin is always been a growing city, progressive city.
Very much so.
State capital. Traffic is terrible, but again, there's not too many places to run around in Austin. It's such a and when you talk about Austin, I think you have to include the Round Rock area. I think you got to include, the general area of Austin too, because Round Rock is becoming kind of the Frisco for Austin.
Yeah, it is.
And then you got Austin, and you got that little area in between, San Marcos and things like that. So, but yeah, shouts out to Austin, man. I mean, maybe we should do some more stuff down in Austin.
There's a lot of good resorts. There goes Ghost making his appearance, everybody. There's a lot of good resorts down in Austin, Rodney. So I think, we should make a weekend of it, or days. Summer's coming up and you got to take the kids out. We should do like a good morning rise and grind from like a patio or something near the resort or something. It might have to be a little bit later in the day, in the morning, because we don't want to wake up people on resort vacation time. But let's look into that, man. Let's look at that. I'm with it. Love Austin. Great city, progressive city. One of the best places to live in Texas. I would agree, especially if you're a progressive mindset. You're not a traditionalist. Go to Austin. So, hey, big shout outs to Austin. Love you. Maybe we should move.
No doubt. So when you check with you guys on Thursday, it'll be a longer 4-hour show on Thursday. We'll get into, of course, all the new stuff that's going on in the news to give you guys our opinions on things like that. But we also touch base on finding out where you decided to spend your birthday, what city. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Hey, hey,
And I think we
hey.
do have a deeper discussion about, what is really, what is hate, right? Everybody throws their word around like he's hating, this is hating. And I think hate and dislike have become too close
Okay.
together. Just because you dislike something doesn't mean you hate something. So we have a deep discussion about that, and maybe have a guest on the show. Who
Hey, I'm
knows?
with it. Either way it goes, just let me know tomorrow. And we'll be prime and ready for Thursday. We'll have your weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday weather outlook for you on those days as well. So we appreciate you guys rising and grinding with us. More hot shows coming for you on Thursday.
Rise and grind, folks.
Hold on, baby.